The Movie Magic Christmas Day Special with Tim Burton. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much indeed, Robin. Well, it's a great pleasure for me to welcome a really established and successful composer all the way from Italy. It's Kristian Sensini, and he has created this fabulous kind of soundscape for a very dynamic animated film called My Love Affair with Marriage. It features a lot of notorious voices, actually. You've got Matthew Modine, who a lot of us will know, of course, from Stranger Things most recently. You've also got Erica Schroeder and Dagmara Domicic from Succession. And this film is quite unique, Kristian. First and foremost, happy Christmas and welcome.
Thank you.
To Belfast 24/7. It's been submitted for award consideration because we're kind of on the eve of the big award flurries. Tell me, My Love Affair with Marriage, the narrative is taken more for older children, isn't it? I mean, it's certainly not an animation for families. So,
I don't think that there is something like animation for family. It's because especially in the US, the animation it's almost for family. But in Europe, we have a different point of view. The animation is not a genre; it's just a medium to express any kind of stories. So it's very normal that some stories are more for adults and some other one are more for families.
The film is told from the female perspective, and we have this narration all throughout telling us really what the girl is thinking, and then also, you know, what the man is thinking. And from a musical point of view, was it actually quite helpful for you to be actually, in a sense, following the narration?
Yes, it's a different kind of storytelling, as you have seen from the movie, and it needed a special, a peculiar approach from the point of view of the music. First, because all the movies of Signe Boman, this is the second movie we worked together, have a lot of narration. So there is voiceover wall to wall. So the music needed to enhance the story, not to distract from the story, from the voiceover itself. And from the point of view of the narrative, it's also a difficult task to work with animation, because from a point of view, the music helped to have the sense of wandering for the movie, and make those characters you see on screen to be more alive, find a way to narrate the stories that are really serious in some cues, but with a sort of underneath humor on it.
Yes, there is, and I think that comes across really well, because it talks about, you know, chromosomes. It talks about in quite a lot of detail, you know, how I suppose us as human beings are made as such. And I think it's a very clever film in that respect, because it opens our eyes to the bigger picture. I mean, I think, as you know, in life, I think so much we take for granted. So this film, this film is a kind of a reminder of where we come from, where we're going. I think it's told in a very effective way, certainly, by the music. And I'd love to talk a little bit about the textures and the choices of instrumentation. There is a lovely kind of pizzicato sound here and there with the strings, but effectively there's a lot of percussion. Talk to us about some of your chats about music spotting and where to actually score.
The percussion has been used especially for we call with the Signe, with the director, the biology cues, because one of the main character of this movie is the biology itself that speak to the audience and explain how we work and now how we feel when we fall in love, but why we fall in love and why we feel those special sensation. And for those biology cues, we had a really hard time at the beginning to find the right sound. I think I did 10 or more total different demos for the director, trying to experiment something different to find a special sound for those biology cues. But in the end, we arrived at a point where we were in panic because we couldn't find the right sound. Some was too cinematic, some other was too much more documentary music for a documentary. Then the director had a great idea. She said, the biology is not the documentary. It's not from the point of view of the scientist, but it's from the point of view of this really ancient, really old, really primitive character. So this word primitive was the key, and she said, let's try some shamanic percussion. This was the word, and it worked very well because in this way we have a sort of poor sound from a point of view, because there is no melody. You don't have the strings, you don't have harmony, but you have just percussion from all over the world. We tried everything, and we put everything in every single cue. You have frame drums, you have tablas, you have Jews harp that was used a lot by Morricone itself, and so it worked very well in this way.
I'm glad you mentioned Morricone there, because I was going to actually ask. I mean, I'm sure listeners would love to hear about you studied with Ennio Morricone, didn't you, for music composition? So that must have been a wonderful foundation for you.
Yes, it was really important turning experience because not from just a musical point of view, but of a human point of view. Morricone was his integrity as a musician were very, very absolutely strong, and I have the luck to study with him in the last years of his wonderful career. And he was really interested in pass to another generation his legacy. So it was an amazing privilege, and you can listen in some of those cues from in this movie, some hints from the teachment of Morricone itself.
it's important to state that the soundtrack, Kristian, is available on Movie Score Media label, which is always fantastic. Mikael Carlson does great work to ensure that
Absolutely.
some under the radar scores are put out there, which is tremendous. And the opening cue in the film as well. I mean, there's this great kind of swooping shot, coming down onto the this little geographical location.
Yeah,
and it sets the tone really well because the music is very effectively placed. And of course, we should mention that there's a very vocal aspect to this score as well, Kristian, isn't there? I mean, talk to us about the relationship with Storm Large.
Storm Large is the singer of the ending song, and it's the song we wrote at the very end of our work. The director said, we need one more song, because let's remember this animation movie, it's also a small musical. And she said, we need another song, but I want a pop song. I don't want a musical song for a musical like the other one in the movie. And we reached to Storm Large, that is very well known. Is one of the contestants for the Voice in USA. She's the voice of Pink Martini. She's an amazing artist. And we created in a very fast way a pop song that worked very well, because it's a summary of all the stories you see in the movie. The lyrics has been written by Signe Boman, the director herself, and she wanted something that explained to the audience what happens to the character in the movie after the movie ends. So it's a wonderful song, and I hope you have the chance to listen to it, because it will stuck in your mind, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah, a good earworm, as we say. It definitely is, and it's a great way to finish the film. It's a great, perfect coda. I suppose when you look at the full score as an arc, you would kind of think of it as a chamber music work. Would that be the right terminology?
Yeah, it's because it's a big story. It's a story larger than life, but it's I think it's the story of every one of us. So I wanted a really intimate sound for this, also because I really like to write for chamber music, and also I think it's from a certain point of view, it's more easy to work with a large orchestra, because we have a lot of instruments and the sound is already big. But when you have chamber instruments, you can use some interesting ideas and some interesting experimentation to make the sound bigger. And if you experience the movie in a movie theater, you will hear that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, Kristian Sensini, it's been really lovely chatting with you, and we're going to finish playing with the end credit song, and we'd love it for you to actually introduce it.
So, thank you, Tim, for having me as a guest, and let's listen to Storm Large for the song Lion, music by Kristian Sensini, lyrics by Signe Boman, from the movie My Love Affair with Marriage. Thank you.
The light finally breaks and lets the butterflies out. The sound of war recedes. My heart is ready for peace. I feel so small before this daunting task. When love takes off its confusing mask, I see what love could possibly be if I had the courage to break with conformity. I'd refuse to engage in this timeless war of who will lose or who could win more. I'd put a stop to this time-worn song on how to love and what's right and what's wrong. I dance on the graves of my many mistakes. They're cold, shiny stones. They teach me new moves. Tip top, tip tippity top. I'm moving forward. I'm moving on. Tip top, tip tippity top. I'm moving forward with my new mind. Tip top, tip, tippity top, I'm moving forward, I'm moving up. Tip top, tip, tippity tip, I'm moving forward, going on a trip. The world's too big to care for my plight. I search, I bargain, I plead and I fight to fit the world into a room with a view and share it with someone. Could it be you? I dance on the graves of my many mistakes. They're cold, shiny stones, they teach me new moves. Tip top, tip, tippity top, I'm moving forward, I'm moving up. Tip top, tip, tippity top, I'm moving forward with my new map. Tip top, tip, tippity top, I'm moving forward, I'm moving up. Tip top, tip, tippity tip, I'm moving forward, going on a trip. Na na. I'll be a lion, I'll be a force. I'll let my voice out till it is hoarse. My spirit will join the chorus of others. We will be sisters, we will be brothers in the song of parody. Love will be a thrill on the shared ground of the shared will. I dance on the graves of my many mistakes. Their cold, shiny stones teach me new moves. Tip top, tip, tippity top, I'm moving forward, I'm moving up. Tip top, tip, tippity top, I'm moving forward with my new map. Tip top, tip, tippity top, I'm moving forward, I'm moving up. Tip top, tip, tippity tip, I'm moving forward, going on a trip. I dance to a fresh tune, known only by a few. Who else knows it? Could it be you?
The Movie Magic Christmas Day Special with Tim Burton. Merry Christmas.